Okay, let me backtrack a little bit. And forgive me, I'm filming this on my phone, but this is the start to a new journey, and hopefully I'll get back to the filming quality and my camera and everything that I had before, but we're starting from scratch. I've been absent from YouTube for a little over, actively uploading 8 years. I started my channel many years ago and I kind of stopped after Ryan died and then was fairly active the first 2 years that I moved here. So I guess it's only been 6 that I've been inactive, but um, I'm ready to come back. But one of the biggest hurdles that I haven't talked about on YouTube but have on Instagram, other social medias, and you guys who have been there since day one, like Kiana, Sharon, Cheryl, Jonathan, obviously, Vaughn, SJ. You guys know who you are. Um, you guys know was in rehab last year in June through July. Actually, no, almost, yeah, June through July. So I was there 45 days of last year, 2024, and then had to go back in January of 2025. So this is the story of getting my life back, and I want to take you along with me because I feel like not a lot of YouTubers talk about this, or they do after the fact and not in the beginning stages. And let me say beginning stages and clarify on that because active and early recovery while in sobriety, that's day zero. So just for today, the white chip that we all get, and I'll get into all of this, up to 5 years. 5 years onward isn't considered no longer early recovery. So this is a journey. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of vlogs moving forward, a lot of updates, but I wanted to start with today and let you know today was my restart of sobriety. So day zero. And for those of you who do not know or who are not part of the recovery family, or don't know oh my god, I haven't filmed in so long, I'm sorry. For those of you who don't know anybody in the recovery family or are not it yourself, in the recovery world, most programs follow a chip or coin system. So once you have had 24 hours after your last drink, you are at day zero and you get a white chip, these guys, and that's for the newcomer. And you can still be a newcomer and get this white chip even if you relapse. You can come back and get one. As you can see, I have quite a few whites. It's been a year. There's technically I have 3 restarts for alcohol. I technically have one white chip, or 2 for cocaine anonymous, but that's because I had to go to rehab twice. I had already quit cocaine for 9 months, and then the second time I went back to rehab, I wasn't using anymore, so I just got this chip as part of, like, we have to go to CA, Cocaine Anonymous, as part of the program, so I got one of these chips. But then they go on in color, and you collect them, and they're a great milestone, but if you guys didn't know, that's how that works. So I'm trying to get back up to my 30-day chip. So today is day 1, and we call day 1 for newcomers, and for those of you who don't know, well, no, your day 1 is day 1, but after that, every day is just for today, and that's the motto that we live by. It's you take one day at a time until you're at a place where you can future trip and future plan. That's a really dangerous thing for people in active addiction, is to look too far forward at things like, oh, well, and especially positive future tripping, that's actually something that's really negative, which is contradictory because you'd think you'd want to think positively. But if you think as an active addict, oh, well, if I stop drinking next week and then really commit to this plan, then I can set this goal. No, it's you got to stop drinking, using, smoking, and shooting up whatever your DOC stands for drug of choice, whatever it is. You got to stop that day and make the active decision and choice to do so that day. And if you get a craving, you got to call somebody. We live in a day and age that is 100 years after the original AA text was written, with Dr. Bill and Bob, and they didn't have phones. They couldn't just call up a friend when they had a bad day and were feeling like they needed to go to the bar. so it's a different time. But I'm excited to share this with you guys. I never thought this is where my channel would go, but this is a really important topic. I've lost a lot of friends to addiction unknowingly. Ryan, my fiance, is one of those individuals who I didn't recognize had a substance abuse problem at the time. And I also didn't recognize that I did for the last 8 years of living here. My alcoholism was manageable, under control, but technically by textbook definition, if you have run one drink a day, you're an alcoholic. So there's a lot of reflection there, and more research has gone into our microbiome and how it affects us overall. And if you have 1 to 2 drinks a week, you exponentially increase your risk of esophageal or liver cancer. So these are really big things to think about in alcoholism. I know there are many other DOCs and many other addictions, but we are all addicts. None of us are different, and neither addiction is mutually exclusive. That's one of the things they teach you. And another thing that is heavily emphasized in the recovery community is that 1 is too many and 1,000 is never enough. So never pick up that first drink, never get that next fix. Don't call your dealer. But yeah, so this is gonna be a long journey, but I'm starting today. I have been drinking recently, and admittedly, quote unquote, manageably, I've been able to maintain my job. I've been eating every day. My biggest problem for me personally is I've suffered from severe insomnia pretty much my entire life. And once I became an adult and moved out here and was like partying, I realized, oh, alcohol knocks me out. So sleep has been the biggest hindrance in terms of my sobriety after discharging from rehab. Was I had all the tools under my belt. I was going to meetings. I had my community, but I couldn't sleep. And that was mainly because, one, yes, I was able to sleep while in rehab, so obviously I can sleep without alcohol. That's not the issue. I don't need alcohol to sleep. It helps. However, while I was at rehab and wasn't able to have alcohol, we had a schedule that started at 6 in the morning and ended at 10 at night every day. They tired us out, so it was easy to fall asleep. They also had all of us on like fucking trazodone and hydroxyzine every day, and some people were on like 400 milligrams of that shit. And so then when you come back to your normal life and you don't have all of those things, it's a little bit difficult. And also you're on that pink cloud, which is what we call that usually 0 to 29 to 30 days after you get out of rehab, where you're doing great and then you fall off the pink cloud and then you relapse, which is what happened to me. I did great. Well, I was in sober living. We're going to get into all of this, but this is basically just my first announcement of my journey and the change and me wanting to document it. I'm thinking of investing in a camera and lighting again soon. However, this looks fine. I'll check the audio. But yeah. And we're still going to incorporate skincare and beauty because look at my skin. You guys, I don't have anything on or a filter. This is completely unedited because I don't know how to edit on my phone. I'm just going to upload this. I mean, I'm doing red light therapy and I'm using an amazing line. So there will still be beauty, still tutorials, probably more than I had been uploading, if anything, just because my health will be better and I'm more excited. But this is with the journey we're going to go on, and I'm going to be honest with you. I think it's going to help me keep me accountable. If I relapse and I drink, I'm going to tell you. I'm not shy about relapses. I think it's part of the journey. As long as you get up and try again and you don't let it consume you and you tell somebody, then I think it's never too late. And there's also a difference between a lapse and a relapse. A lapse is let's say you have 45 days clean and your friend died and something really severe, or just I don't know. It doesn't even have to be that extreme, but let's say something happens and you go out and you have a drink or a few and you wake up drunk. That in my mind is a lapse. If you then take that experience and you go to work the next day and you're fine, and then you don't drink for a day, but then you go buy a whole bottle and you're drinking alone, that's a relapse. So there is a difference, at least in my mind, and that differs in the community, and I'm sure old-timer AA members will be like, no, you fucking relapsed. But yeah, so I'm excited for this journey and excited to educate some of you guys who are unfamiliar with this community. There's millions of us who suffer from this disease. It is a disease. I've come to learn that. I did not think it was when I first started this journey. And I hope it also helps people who may have no experience in this and have just encountered a friend who is going through this. Hopefully this may be a resource for you. And for those who have family who've gone through it and those who've lost members of family, this could be like a place where we can build a little, I don't know, sobriety community. And yeah, I live in the basement unit and all the water pipes run through my unit. And yeah, I'm really excited for this. This is going to be a big change for me. It's a change in content. It's a new chapter in my life. I'm getting older and I feel like the beauty space isn't necessarily where I want to be definitively, and I want to branch out and do other things because I really, if possible, if I can pull this off, I want to retire by 40. That's 8 years from now. I want to build my platform, have a tiny house, like I want to do it. So we're getting back into it. I've missed you guys so much. I've missed uploading. I'm coming back. I don't have access to a lot of my old files and everything. So my my intro with the WC, that will no longer be, because I don't even remember how I made that. The Baya, that's not going anywhere. For those who know, you know. But yeah. Thank you for everybody who supported me on this journey, especially through losing Ryan and then having to be absent, losing my line. I may start that up again, who knows. But mostly, especially while I was in treatment, I was, during tech times, allowed to have my phone at rehab, was posting, and the overwhelming number of support that I got came in large majority from, of course, family, but OG subscribers. Those of you guys who've been with me for 10 plus years now were the ones who are reaching out the most. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I just finished making chili. So burpy. But chili, full proteins, good for collagen, skin health. But anyway, I will see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching. I'm so happy to have you guys back. If you're new to my channel, please hit the subscribe button and that like. It lets me know if you're enjoying this content. And please leave a comment down below if you are a new subscriber, if you've been with me before, and what you want to see moving forward. And also, especially given the content pertaining in this video, please let me know if you have any questions regarding sobriety, resources for getting a friend or family member into treatment, how to do that anonymously, anything like that, dealing with insurance. There's so many factors into this journey, but I'm so fortunate and grateful that I've gone through it, because I've actually been able to help a few friends who I unknowingly were dealing with substance abuse or even shopping addiction, sex addiction. I mean, there's a huge range, you know, but we're all in it together, and I will see you guys really soon. But I think next video, I'm going to do a skin update because this shit is fucking crazy. All right, I'll see you guys later. Bye.